This is kind of the crux of it. We call it the six-part core issues. A design with nature approach and reuse of resources are key to climate change adaptation. One of the hats I wear with the BCWWA is chair of the Climate Change Committee. I don't mind admitting it's an extraordinarily humbling experience because nobody really knows what to do. And that is the truth of it, climate change. And what it insists upon is that we really work in very strong partnerships to find solutions. So climate change is very much the CAVI story on Vancouver Island. As the Mayor indicated, we're having to look at adaptation, we're getting change thrust upon us, and without our collective wisdom, we're going to be struggling as individuals to find solutions. So here they are, and they're quite obvious to people like yourselves, because I know just looking around the audience and hearing your background that you think about this most of them, if not all of the time. Develop compact, complete communities. To increase transportation options. And I know, and I would give Mayor Harewood credit he was here, because I know he has been very strong in finding a solution to the Western communities, among others, other mayors and other citizens, in finding a solution to the Western communities' transportation. Clearly the call with crawl is not the answer for the future. Reuse and recycle water, energy and nutrients from liquid waste. One is only to consider Dockside Green, the demonstration of that in spades. West Hills Green in Langford, we'll be looking at the end of the month, are classic examples of the new way of doing business. Protect and restore urban green space. I cannot emphasize enough from my own experience the importance of green space, both within the urban context and beyond. In my earlier days, I was very much involved with somebody who knows a girl in the Park, and we worked extensively at that time to ensure that that integrity of green space was kept together. This is not a NIMBY comment, anything but. It's futuristic. Given the whole question of climate change, carbon sink, the need for having recreational areas close to urban areas, is all part of the context of CAVI and other initiatives like it. Strive for a lighter hydrologic footprint. Well, I think that is something we've been talking about in the form of conservation and being more thoughtful about how we use the water within the hydrologic cycle. And importantly, again, achieve higher levels of stream, wetland, and receiving water protection. Next, please. In the year 2007, and Kim touched on it, and I'll quickly just go over it. CAVI was formed, basically it was 2006, 2005, 2006. And it came out of the meeting of the minds. And those are the two meetings I mentioned earlier. And I do have the excerpts from those. You can certainly read them if you're interested in that. But once CAVI was formed, we went into this program, year 2007, and worked with, in partnership, well, if you go back 2006, there was the Water in the City, probably some of you remember that. We were part of that. And then working with Gaining Ground, Jean Miller's excellent program, which was held in May or June of 2007, bringing about 400 people together from across North America to look at new ways of doing urban development in a futuristic way. So we worked a half-day workshop in there. And then September, October, as Kim has mentioned, we had 3 innovation series in Cowichan Valley, Nanaimo Regional District, and Comox Strathcona. The point is a strategy here is to work with regional districts. Regional district. Now we're talking about the Capital Regional District this year. To look at the whole context of Vancouver Island eventually. And then in 2007, although it was around a blustery day, as I remember, in 2007, attendance wasn't quite what we hoped. We think that next quantum leap to have our mayors and senior administrators together to talk about new directions on Vancouver ground with regard to sustainability. Next, please. To 2008, this is the first of 3 series. As has been mentioned, we will have one in Langford at the end of September, and then we'll be up to UVic, and Suzanne is right here with us. Can you put your hand up so people know who you are? They will be very much part of the innovation series up on the campus. And parallel with that, we've been doing lunch seminar series. These are short little presentations and working in collaboration with members of different communities and local governments over their lunch break, so we can make use of the time of very busy people. And Green Developers Roundtable at Gaining Ground, we attended that again this year. And next please. The exciting part about that was just showing how it is getting embedded now. What this tells us is that the market niche for green infrastructure has gone up from 10% to about 60% in 2008 on the value ratio there. So clearly, these ideas are now being put in practice. Next, please. So in summary, the keys to success of Caviar to seek a common vision, create learning and networking opportunities. And another area of networking we're developing, by the way, is with the BCW, through the BCWA, with operators in our water, wastewater systems in Vancouver Island. We feel it's really important that these guys are doing exactly what we're talking about. Getting together, finding new ways of doing business, sharing ideas, weighing up how they're going to handle climate change, because that's a very major issue on our infrastructure in the future. And focus on the relationship between land and water. The water balance model is a tool that's been developed for that sort of thing to make sure that how we deal with water on land and its relationship between land and water, and to promote the sharing of ideas and experience. Next, please. So the mission is to create a legacy. Influence choices by individuals and organizations. Use the term sustainability as a lens for considering approaches that influence choices. So in summary, it's all about partnerships and holding a common vision, establishing universal values, focused on what we agree upon, not what we disagree upon. Getting the basic broad principles: water-centric planning, water sustainability, plan development, protection of natural systems. Cavi has another opportunity, it's larger than Cavi, it's through BCWA, of perhaps being part of a very major conference next year. It's still early days, we don't know. But it's called the Canadian Society for Ecological Economics, or CANSE for short. This is a group which has come out of the Club of Rome sustainability principles, and they have these organizations all over Europe, all over Britain, and we have a Canadian component that is doing just that. Next year, in October 2009, in SFU, downtown Vancouver, they will be coming for their annual conference to Vancouver. We were privileged because I happened to meet, just by chance, the lady who is the president of the CANSE movement. And she's written a book called The Blockage, which I can show you afterwards, highly recommend. Her principal thinking is that we have to change our value system. Part of how we do business is about values and how we make policy decisions